So this is now day 5, channeling Jesus. And what I received yesterday was that this is going to be called, this is 28-day consciousness shift journey with Jesus, really. I received yesterday that if I got the information right away, I would have more resistance. So because I just received to just channel him, just try it one day and record about it, and then felt good about it, and then the next day I did it again, it felt really good in my body. This is how they've kind of nudged me along to do this. And yesterday I had some, it's mixed with butterflies and excitement, and a little bit scary at the same time. You know, that combination just really, I will expand if I go this place type of energy. So that's what I experienced from the human level yesterday. So a lot of growth is going on currently with the energy and the way that I'm being asked to step up to channel Jesus. I have mentioned that it makes perfect sense. Gaia is also here, and that's a big part of it, because it wouldn't have happened unless I got connected with Gaia. So I'm very grateful for her and for that feedback system that I've come to trust so much. So right now I'm just I call upon Jesus Christ. I ask him to guide this conversation, guide my thoughts, guide my actions, guide my words. And the way that I channel, it might be different from many others. Many others are closing their eyes, and it's very, very, I sometimes think that they do it for people, or also just to make sure that they are internal, that they don't get lost into the external, because it's a very internal process. But I used to see channelers with closing their eyes, but my experience with it has been different. And so the way that I get to it, it's just by talking about things that has to do with the body, just to be present, and then it just happens. And so obviously I state the intention, and then eventually it just comes. And so this today is day 5 of the consciousness journey. And this being is right. He was sort of tricked a little bit. But it was very lovingly meant. It was because we could see that there were limitations in his psychology. And so we are placing these very strategically so that he climbs the ladder up to more light and more expansion. So we are helping him very much, like someone would give a pet rabbit some treats to go a particular way. Is what I'm seeing. Yeah, thanks. But I'm very, very grateful. I just want to say that from the human, very grateful. I don't mind if you do it like that. Yes, we did it like that to enhance the smoothness of this transition, because he is in a very, very intense and rapid transformation with this program coming through, because this program is meant to guide you to a higher consciousness level in 28 days, so that you get to correct some of the misconceptions that you may have had about what reality that you may currently be in that is sort of limiting you a little bit. And so by following this 28-day consciousness journey, then you will day by day elevate in frequency. And before you know it, after 28 days, you will see reality differently. Because we're going to introduce some concepts and some things for you to consider regarding your own system, your own energy system. That was intense. Wow. You know, I feel that this is a kind of a celebration of sorts. Because to me, this is very big. To me, the body. I'm speaking now a little bit separately because I was paying attention to this, what was going on here for the body. And I would like to speak to this a little bit from more of my higher consciousness. Because what this is, it's very big to channel Jesus. I've been assisting channelers channel Jesus. And that was when I was remote controlling my system. I was controlling my body from the head, basically just by thoughts. And a very thin stream of energy going down to you obviously can't have there's impossible to be alive and not have any energy going through Gaia to keep you alive. That always is going on. But that energy can be enhanced so that you are experiencing greater connection with Gaia. That's what can happen. And so that connection, if you look at reality correctly and you know what's what, then you can use this as a proper feedback system that it was meant to be. This was always meant to be a feedback system. This is Jesus, by the way. This was always meant to be a feedback system. But for that, you have to learn. You have to learn that this means that, not from the mind that you might have been conditioned to believe, but from truth. And how can you determine truth? It is what is actually happening for the body. We have to distinguish what thoughts and concepts and fantasies are and what actually is happening energetically with the body. There's a difference there, because many beings are operating from the mind, thinking that things are a certain way. And if it's not matching with the energetic truth, that is what is a fantasy by definition. Then people just live in their own bubbles. And everyone has their own reality. That is accurate. So you can fall for this misconception to think that, but everyone is just creating their own reality. Yeah, they are. But it's only one of them. Not only one, but like one main theme of how to use your energy that is energetically correct. And why is that so important? It is because when you're energetically correct, when you do the correct thing energetically, with you and your body, the soul and the body, and with other beings, and the way that you're relating, it's not about being polite. It's about being energetically correct. There's a big difference to be nice or to be energetically correct. Just being nice comes from a conditioning. Energetically correct goes from speaking truth because it is in alignment with a higher cosmic order. How do you know? Because when you're connected to the body, you can know. You can't know from here. You can only know from the body. Because the body is what is connected to this planet. And so Many beings are, when I say remote control, they are literally, they're not fully landed in their bodies because their system has beliefs and structures, and those are filters that are filtering what is allowed to come through. Literally that simple. And so they've been trained to think that this and that and the other. And that literally feeds those things that they are focused on energy. That's how other beings get energy. That's how companies grow. That's why marketing is a thing where companies pay millions, trillions, just to get in front of everyone's faces with their logo, because that builds trust, because you've seen it before. There are so many psychological tricks that you can manipulate this mind with to get it believing certain things. But it's only if you're disconnected from the body that you can actually fall for those. If you are connected to your body, at least to some extent, you might not fall for them. You might call it an intuitive gut feeling. You know, you feel it in your gut. Why do they say that? It's because the gut and the body is connected to Gaia, and you feel things in your belly. Sometimes it might not be accurate. Sometimes it might not be accurate the way that you interpret these signals, because it might not mean what you think they mean, because we've been taught a lot of misconception about this. What I want you to know about this is that whatever you're focused on, you're receiving guidance about through your body. So if you're focused on something else, you're getting information about that thing. So if you're focused about someone else speaking, you're getting information about the thing that they're speaking about. And your body will let you know how energetically correct it is or not. Some have done a really good job of disconnecting because they don't want to see, and that needs to be harmonized before anything else. Because unless you clear away the imbalances that you may have and you're convincing yourself of fantasy, you can't properly connect to the body. It's just facts of the body. And the beings that can see this very clearly, as if they're reading a book. Because when you are in the body, you are receiving much more information about this environment. People call this intuition. It is not intuition. Well, it is, but it's not. It is intuition, but it is not something magical, is what wanted to come through. It's not something magical that only is for the selected few. Channeling higher beings like this is meant to be a common thing that everyone can do. Everyone can learn this. That's basically what is the communication here. Anyone can learn this connection. Hear Gaia. Hear Gaia confirming this. This is a being connected. So whatever comes through, there is connection. You see? One moment. Hello? It's my food. I could see this happening when I made the order. I could see that it was going to happen when I was channeling, but I did it anyway. But it's interesting to see, because I sometimes get glimpses to the future of, if I do this action, then what will happen. Just like this, we are distracted all the time by things, by notifications, by things that are pulling our attention. All of these things are actually taking over our energy. And these are the things that's valuable to look at. This was an okay thing, but what other things Meaning, it could have been planned better so that it didn't interrupt this. But this was perfect, because then we get to inject what we're just injecting now, which is that, like this, you can feel energies pulling on you, wanting your attention, inside even, not only outside, but also inside. Of, yeah, I need to do this thing. Oh, you need to do that thing. Oh, you should exercise better. Or you should do better like this or like that. And there are so many thoughts and suggestions. This mind space is very convoluted. So learning how to quiet the mind is one thing. Meditation is something. But actually working with clearing out the disturbances in the field using this feedback system is what will benefit you greatly. Because there is ways that you can train your body and the way that you're looking at your world, that things start to change. Like you start to channel higher beings, for example. So there are ways when you harmonize enough of these disturbances within your field so that your consciousness is clear on a particular goal. It doesn't have to be channeling. Whatever your area of expertise is, will benefit from clearing the mind so that you can receive guidance from higher beings about your particular project. That's how it works. We are constantly in communion. It's just, what are you in communion with? What frequency are you operating in? Where are you receiving your information? Are you receiving it from AI or are you receiving it from HI? That's the question. How well linked up are you to the higher intelligence? That's what we are inviting you, so that you are clearing some of the cobwebs and the old belief structures of how you think reality is, so that you can get into the truth of how it actually works. And for that, there needs to be some adjustment. So I hope you are having an open mind. You don't have to accept everything I hear all at once. That is why repeating this multiple times will have great benefits. When you hear it the next time around, you might hear much more than you did the first time around, because you would be in a different frequency. This program is working on multiple levels of frequencies at once. We are speaking on a much wider range of frequencies to get wherever you are, to get you further along on your consciousness journey, for you as a soul with your body. That is a big deal. That is actually why you came here with these bodies. You came to ascend in frequencies. Just what I taught back then was ascending in frequencies. But there were different circumstances, different language. But the message was still the same. The main message was still the same. To commune with higher frequencies, to harmonize the energies within, to speak energetically correct, to call out when something is not. Not because it's wrong, not because they are doing wrong. Maybe they're not seeing better, but at least calling it out, saying, hey. So that's what I'm here for. Like a brother showing you what would be a good idea to consider on your consciousness journey in order to connect with your own source in a much deeper way. We're looking forward to having you on board, and we're looking forward to talking to you again tomorrow. Take care, and I'll see you then. Ciao.